make it.
Yeah, yeah, that's making it in.
As I say, that's the intro.
That's the intro right there. Oh, getting naked. It's not even going to be. It's just going to be sound. It's not even going to be visual.
Dope. Right.
Oh, mate. All right. Okay. Hang on. Hello, everyone. Jay's just fixing up his camera. Welcome back to the second one,
Second one, the big one.
the big one. Actually, it is a big one. It's your one. So this is your first event.
This
This is
is
one of the rounds from your first event.
100%, man. This was the premier event of Mountain Goat Gaming, the very first tournament that I've ever run under myself. And it'll be hopefully the first of many that Mountain Goat Gaming will run. So this was a 1 day event, a Queensland 100 league points, 700 points in game, 3 rounds, using the pool veto system. So it was a great day. There was no massive issues that happened, and honestly, I'm just absolutely stoked with how it all went. Again, big thank you to Bard's Table and Battle Game Terrain Studios
Yes.
for supplying their terrain as well. The boards looked amazing, and it just made the day feel, I don't know, a bit more than just your stock standard. Let's go have a day, like a tournament day. You know what I mean? It kind of felt like there was a streaming, like this is what we're doing today as well. There's like a little streaming table. There's Osgiliath boards, Rohan boards, Mordor boards with light up rivers. It was truly amazing, and I wanted to kind of go a little bit all out with this tournament, so that way, come September, the 8th and 9th, the first weekend of September, up in Toowoomba, Mountain Goat Gaming is running their very first 120 league point event. So that's like the big one. So if you think this was a big show, wait until I can get my hands on more space, more people, more boards, bigger prizes. Like it's gonna be nuts. So yeah, just feel free to find us on YouTube or Instagram, or just message me on Facebook, or try and get in contact. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. If you're interested in joining from anywhere in Australia, we've got a couple of people flying into Toowoomba. One of note, a gentleman coming down from up from Tasmania. That's really exciting. So
That's really cool.
it'll be good. Yeah, it'll be good, man. So yeah, looking forward to doing this video and having a bit of a recap. I didn't get to see all the games as in depth. I was kind of jumping between all 15 tables to make sure that everyone's having a good time and it was all going well. So this will be good to, yeah. These are two pretty, I would say, power lists.
Oh yeah,
They're just kind of
absolutely,
smashed into each other. Like they've got some real grunt. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes.
absolutely. Question: do you hear that car alarm?
Only when you talk.
Only when I talk. Okay, cool. All right, just good to know. Hmm. Oh, we'll see. But you're right. I mean, from a player perspective, it was super immersive, like super immersive. It was just epic. Um, and the first game that we filmed was between the everyone's favorite Bears, and then the Denizens of Mirkwood. So like, it was two really
The
kind of
actual
beast
favorite.
heavy lists, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And they were quite fun. So like, I will, but. I'll click play. The sound hopefully should come through for you a little bit this time. If not, that's okay. I'll just add some stuff in post again, and we'll just do what we
Yep.
do.
No worries,
But
man.
yeah, oh, mate.
This will be an interesting matchup because it's like there's no single fight where a Beorning can just take a spider out and a spider can't just take a Beorning out. There needs to be two on one fights. And the spiders have the massive movement advantage here. So It's gonna be interesting. Bigger bases, higher movement, smaller bases. No,
Yeah,
who
it's
knows?
well, like you said, because I mean the breakdown for the lists, right? So you've obviously got, well, this is the game they're playing, so domination.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
Hands-on quarter, two victory points, hold it at the end, break, leader wound. It's only one, hey. A killing does not matter in this at all.
yeah, correct. You've just got to wound it, and so obviously you've got like the Spider Queen as the leader for Maddie's list, and she brought the Denizens of Mirkwood, and then you've got Bjorn, I think, as the leader for Callum's list. So like basically, it's just gross. And so this is them obviously doing their kind of deployment and getting things set up, dropping that first objective here. And this is something that I wanted to raise with you
Mm,
because I played a lot of like 40K and I got competitive with it. And they had similar layouts with some of their stuff. Um, and obviously, this one's a bit different in the sense that it's not really set. You know, you've got your middle objective and then there's four others that you place. So for me, whenever I was playing like competitive 40K, you see how they've both placed it down the bottom? And
hmm
then Maddie, she's putting it up there. As Callum, I would have placed it kind of in the middle of the bottom two. I wouldn't have put it over in that top right corner. And I would have just made one side heavy to be like, I need to hold this particular area. Does that make sense?
It does. I think the biggest issue that you raise is by making it lopsided, I suppose. Callum's at the just like the movement disadvantage big time, right? He can it's a pro and a con, right? It's a pro in the sense of Callum doesn't need to run around as much on the board. So I agree with you on that sense. But it's a con in the sense of Matty can get there first and create a wall.
Oh, yeah, true. That's
Do you
the
know what I
10
mean?
inch
So
spider move. Just,
also the queen can move 10.
yeah.
She can then shit a broodling out within 3 inches, and then the broodling moves 10 inches and can charge. So like you find a nice little choke point just to tie a bear up. Like I don't care about a broodling because it doesn't affect the broken as well. What is really interesting here is we see Callum split
Mm.
immediately. Look at
Hmm.
like that's not a little split, that's a big split. Typically, the way you want to play Beornings, or the Legion rather, is you're going to have bear one, bear two, microsol, microcell, right? I think that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah, microcell. Anyway, and what's going to happen is these two bears are going to stay within 6 inches of each other at all times. Why? For a hurl. If I can pick up a spider and hurl a spider from Bjorn's combat into Grimbjorn's combat, Grimbjorn's combat, or Grimbjorn doesn't get affected from the hurl, but everyone else within that combat will get affected and not prone. So Grimbjorn gets to then go for free. Sounds good to me. Then from there, you've got the two bears within 6 inches of each other. All your Beornings then stay within 6 inches here and here of the two bears for the banner reroll. So what ends up happening is you've got 6, 12, 18 inches of spread out Beornings and bears in one big bear NATO type scenario. That's typically how I found bears the most effective, and they just go.
It's really interesting. I've never really thought of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense. Like, it's just because you're right. Once
Mm,
you hurl, as long as you win priority, everything's on the floor, and then you can just walk wherever you want anyway. There's literally nothing with a control zone that's going to stop you.
hmm
Um,
hmm
so I
Ooh, Bears
believe this
priority.
one priority actually goes to the Bears. So we'll be
Yep.
able to see kind of what Cal does as he
Yep.
starts to get his moves on. I find it interesting that he's completely abandoned that far right objective and he's essentially just focused on the middle and then the bottom. So Bjorn is the lighter bear. Sorry, Bjorn is a darker bear and Grimbjorn is a lighter bear.
Sure. Sure. Interestingly to note, in bear form, they have woodland creature as well, so they can just traverse through forest like there's no tomorrow, which is really cool.
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense.
But see how like split out these bears are.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
anything, I would be trying to make Grimbeorn come a little bit further towards so that way they can split up and then meet and kind of pincer in the middle. I'm not saying that you want to have your bears side by side where one model can tie the two of them up. However, like you want to be getting into combat as quickly as possible. And what Maddie needs to try and do, is she needs to make sure that there is no way that the bears um, can get dirty hurls off because if they're getting big hurl lines, oh my God, spiders are just going to lose wounds left, right, and center.
Yeah, it's just filth. I've noticed that the Spider Queen is right at the top of
Hmm.
everyone's screen, just sitting back. And I think you're right. Looking back to that point, you kind of wanted Grimbjorn up at the other side of that central almost piece of terrain. I think because that way they're close enough that they can kind of get to each other relatively quickly, but they're far enough apart to be able to then split if they need to and go, okay, well, I need to get to
Hmm.
here and you need to get to there. So,
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a really interesting game in the sense of like the spiders can do work because they've still going to reroll ones. The Mirkwood spiders, there's 7 Mirkwood spiders here in this list. Oh, we should run through the list, right? In the
yeah.
Mirkwood sense, there will be pure dark denizens of Mirkwood. So basically, their arming bonus means that a spider can lead its own warband along with fell wargs and other spiders and stuff like that. So basically, Maddie's list is like this long, and summarized, it's the Spider Queen, 22, was it 22
22. Yeah,
giant
22.
spiders, and then 7 Mirkwood spiders. Now, we, as in Sean and I, did a little pre-wrap with this, and we chose this list to talk about. It's really interesting that she's gone for 7 Mirkwood spiders. So on average, even if all 7 Mirkwood spiders move in a turn, mathematically, she's getting one paralyzed off
Mm.
every turn with 8 inches,
Yeah.
which is massive because if she spreads out the spiders, you know, so that way Beorn can only get to, or Grim Beorn can only get to 1 Mirkwood spider, chances are she's going to uh, paralyze those bears before they can do anything. So Callum's got a bit of an uphill slog here.
And the paralyze is just a straight six, isn't it? I've actually never versed it at all. So
Yeah,
it's
so it's
just,
yeah. So I can get the wording up exactly, but from my understanding, it's a case of if it wounds, or like just hits or something like that, you can just get rid of it. The way the bears can ignore it is through fate saves. Yeah.
interesting.
And they are strength 5 still. Like they're no slouches. They're just D3. And then Callum's list is he's got 5 bears, 5 Beornings with bows, the great bows, so strength 4. And then he's got 10 Beornings with hand and a half axe, and then he's got the Grimbeorn and Beorn.
Yeah, so I think
So
Grimbjorn is leading the bow like regiment or detachment, so to speak.
mm, mm. Interesting that he
Whereas
kept all the bows in one club too, hey?
yeah, like I understand that from a playing Defenders of Helm's Deep. I get it. You want all of your shooting in one spot and you want to be able to show up. Um, and I think you kind of see that because he's moving the bows up here. So he's got three in a line that he's just pushed in, and then two at the back that are kind of holding that objective. And it's they've got like a nice, I guess, commanding presence. Um, but also I don't understand why Grimbion didn't move up the full eight, but that's okay.
Like even if Grimbeorn gets swamped, they can do some real damage. Don't get me wrong. They can come in with what? So they trap him. You can get, say, 3, maybe 4 spiders on. We're talking, what, 4? We're talking 16 attacks. 16 attacks onto Grimbeorn. They're only strength 5 reroll ones, so you're needing sixes, reroll ones. Oh. You could expect 3, 4 wounds to go through in a single round with a trap bear who loses combat.
Yeah, that's
Which
it.
is just
Done,
leading a
right?
little bit further into why I think the two bears need to work together here, and they need to kind of go bang bang, smack smack, and like every combat, hopefully, right?
Mm.
They can put down 2 spiders, if not 3 spiders, if Maddie lets that opportunity happen. But you can see Maddie, all she's doing here is just playing the long game. Like, just come at me. It literally doesn't matter. I'm going to just run rings around the Beornings the whole time.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and I think it's important to note that that should be turn four. That's all right. I'll fix that at some point. That's what they had two turn threes. Wait, is that turn four? Yeah, he's got to be.
I think Maddie had priority.
Yeah. Oh well, that's all right. But yeah, I think it's. I was going to say because it's important to note that Cal's quite new, isn't he? I think that's his only sort of like second or third time actually running bears, and I don't know how many games he's played all up.
Not a lot.
So
Not a lot. Which is
yeah,
which is fine. It's all part of it. But I think a lot of this is just a little bit of an experience with the Beornings, especially because like Maddie's list is such a skewed list. Dark Denizens are so skewed. Like this is really good experience for Cal to kind of figure out what the hell am I going to do with this? Because what's going to happen? I bet you London to a brick. Maddie's just got to wait for Beorn to get one bit up ahead,
Hmm.
and then she'll just put a spider in, and then just piss the Spider Queen right off.
Yeah, that makes
Because then
sense.
from there she can just go and see what. Oh, look at that! See where the Mirkwood spider just went in. The
Yeah,
Mirkwood spider can just go in and do that. Like theoretically, Maddie could play this whole game where she just kites the whole time until all the Beornings are paralyzed, and then just go bear hunting.
and like the paralysis does it end at the end of the turn, or do you have to roll to get out of it, don't you?
If you're paralyzed, you have to roll, and on a natural six, you get to be unparalyzed. Albeit if you have, for example, four models touching you and they do nothing that turn, you then get four dice to roll a six to see if you can natural six, if you can
I
change
don't.
it. Now, I want to say that might can affect the roll. Actually, just not 100% sure right now.
No, that's fair. There are some things that GW does really well, and there are some rules that it puts in that are just harsh. Like yeah, just roll a natural six. Okay, great. How often do you want to do this for? You can do this all game, mate, and nothing can happen, or you'll get
This is
it
why
like
barrel weights.
first time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is obviously such a massive like swing with Angmar and the
mm,
barrel lights because they get to project this, further than 8 inches away. I think it's 12 on
yeah.
their barrel lights for 50 points. Like, goodness me.
It's just insane. So I think Cal is doing some shooting with the three that didn't move,
Hmm.
and I feel like he's going into it's two sixes, so it's in the way. Gets a wound on. And he's shooting up over there. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
Well, theoretically, Grimbeorn should be able to take out the spiders in front of him.
Yeah, yeah. Also, important to note, there's some spiders just down the bottom of the screen, based
Yeah,
on
you
where
can
the
see them lined
original
up.
camera was when I readjusted it for the second game.
Mm.
Um, it's just slightly out, and they'll play like a bit of a role later on.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see them next to that tape measure right down the bottom there. And
Well,
then
as
we've
soon
got
as
some,
Grimbeorn goes and runs up, they can just come run down and then go hit those bows
yeah,
down the
yeah,
bottom. Maddie's doing a really great job with movement here. She's clearly quite comfortable where the bears are, where the Beornings are, excuse me, and how fast she can just kind of negate and dodge threats.
yeah. She's definitely thinking ahead quite a bit. She's already got some spiders on the far right of the screen, getting ready to come down
Mm,
and head in towards those two at the bottom. And
interesting that she didn't choose to keep the Spider Queen up the top corner for one more turn. She could have actually held back off a bit further there and baited Cal to put the bear even further up into the corner and try and get a leader wound. He could have been going for it. He could have not been going for it. But then that takes a bear out at least one to two more turns
yeah, that's true. That's true.
away from the thick of it.
Um, all right, so we've got okay,
So
so we're
Bjorning's in
trading
that
models
fight.
for
Looks like
models
two
right now.
wounds.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
so
Beornings is
Mirkwood
doing
spider
some
down.
spiders. Yeah, so they've lost one each right now on that one. And I think it was
Interesting
clever
that he
for the
chose the
Mirkwood.
Mirkwood spider. You reckon?
Well, the Mirkwood's the one that's poisoning everything, right? Or
The
paralyzing
paralyzed.
everything.
Hmm. Hmm. The giant spiders just hit harder in combat.
Ah, okay.
It's a 50-50 at this point. There are 30 models to get through in this army, so that's 60 D3 wounds effectively,
Yeah.
which the Beornings can do. They can do. However, right now, those Beornings, most of the Beornings, all of the Beornings, I'm going to say, are not in battle range.
No, no, they're not in like they kind of need to move as a bit of a unit, don't they? Just like a cohesive kind of group.
Literally
Um,
what I was talking about before. It's like Beornings around, bears in the middle, go up. Callum's trying to play all the objectives here. He needs to choose three.
mhm.
He needs to choose three and just weather it and just sit there and kind of go, you know what? This is up to you now. What are you going to do? So Callum could have actually gone and null deployed Maddie at the very start. All of her spiders at the top. Callum could literally have just gone with all of his Beornings straight into the middle, and then Beornings go ahead and push back, and then he plays for literally the bottom triangle at the bottom of the screen, where the two bows are,
Mm-hmm.
where Matty's Mirkwood Spider is on the other side, and then the middle. He plays that triangle, flips the board up, and then all of a sudden he's asking Matty, "What are you going to do?
Yeah,
What are
yeah,
you
I
going
get
to
that.
do?"
I get that. So I'm interested to see. Okay, so we've got a courage check to go in. I didn't realize that spiders cause terror.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
Mm.
Fascinating.
I'll pull the profile up.
I always find it interesting as well that stuff that causes terror isn't immune to terror.
Hmm. Yeah, right.
Like I don't know. You're a big bad. You should
Yeah, but
just
yet you're
charge
still
another big
scared.
bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
Oh well, Gua here, or as we colloquially
Yeah,
call him,
right.
John Feathers, is probably scared of lots of things. Um,
True, true.
but yeah, so Bjorn's gone in, which is nice. So
It's
Bjorn's come back
good.
into the middle.
It
Um,
is really good.
and then
Yeah, so the Mirkwood
Grimbjorn,
Spider failed to cast a paralyze
yeah.
on Grimby on there.
Mm.
Okay, so Mirkwood Spider moves 10. It's only fight 2, shoot plus a 5, strength 5, D3, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 2. They themselves have swift movement, so moving over terrain, just like they don't care, basically. They still have to count vertical inches and whatnot, but they're not negged by forest or hard terrain or whatever it's called. Poisonous Fangs, so reroll wound rolls of 1, and they cause terror. And spider webs. I'll read this word for word. Mirkwood Spider can shoot webs at its enemies. They are treated as a throwing weapon with a range of 8 inches. So if they charge, they still get to spit the web, which is really cool.
Oh,
If a
wow.
Mirkwood Spider hits a target, do not roll to wound. Instead, okay. So basically, instead, the model suffers the effects of the paralyzed magic power. A hero hit by a spiderweb can choose to expend a fate point in the same manner as if it had just suffered a wound in order to dodge the attack. If successful, the target model is not paralyzed. So there's no wounding, there's no strength to paralyze or the spiderwebs. It's literally just a case of I hit you on a 5+, you're paralyzed. That's powerful, man. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. The fact that it doesn't take
Damn.
will or anything, it's just, I can just do this every turn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so giant spiders move 10, fight 4, strength 5, D3, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 3. They also have terror, poisonous fangs, so reroll wound rolls of 1. Okay, so I actually take it back. The only difference in terms of strength wise is a Mirkwood spider has paralyze, strength 5, 2 attacks, yet a giant spider also has 2 attacks, strength 5, yet it's courage 3. They're literally the same thing. Okay, interesting. So in
Mm.
that case, Cal, you did a great job, mate. Taking out the Mirkwood Spider is the right call. This is a
Mate, this
theme.
this is
This is
us
a
and Sam's
theme.
game all over again. We're just watching Helm kill the Witch King in disbelief, and then being like, "That's all right, mate. Yep, well done." Oh, mate,
Man.
it's funny. Actually, speaking of, when Bjorn came back in, I think for me, I probably would have called a heroic combat off that,
Hmm.
just to hit the other spiders at the back there.
He needs to hit. These bears need to turn up and at least whack-a-mole 15 of these spiders comfortably. Because if you have a look at the top where the 3 Beornings were,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go top right. That little gap they were holding, they're now gone.
Yeah, they're done. They're cooked. They are cooked.
And the Spider
Um,
Queen is so far away from being any points in this game.
yeah, she's just chilling. Um, but yeah, I think at that point when they were both in combat, I might have even called one with Grimbjorn as well, just to like bounce back in and up because you've come down two
Sure.
inches. You're probably going to kill it anyway, unless you roll like dog shit, which is a viable thing.
It's very real for bears.
But if you can bounce back 8 inches towards the middle and then you've got priority, you're up towards near where that rock is. And then you can go, okay, am I going to go up into the big spider? I'm going to go hit some of the little spiders. What am I going to do?
Mm,
Like, what am I going to clean up? And that's what I'm talking about there
yeah.
before. That should have been the heroic move, I think. Just to take 2 spiders out, and then start your move from
Yeah.
there.
I really wonder if Cal could have, with Bjorn in the center there, whether he could have gone into two spiders or if it's just one spider.
I feel like they were playing a lot of line of sight blocking around some of that terrain.
Sure. It does look like there's a solid wall
Yeah,
on the side there too, so that's definitely feasible. Those
yeah,
spiders just catching the Beornings left, right, and center, man. Jeez.
it's insane. It is insane, and it just they move so quickly. And then that Spider Queen is just
Mm.
she's happy. She can just sit there, waltz in on that objective later on because it's just behind that ruined wall, top right.
Hmm.
So Maddie, she's doing a phenomenal job. And she's got a paralyze off there. So every time there's a dice that goes down, that
To
means there is
paralyze.
a paralyze that's happening.
See,
Um,
those archers have done really nothing. I feel like Cal should be using them as body blockers or helping Grim Bayorn or going with Grim Bayorn because at the end of the day, no, they don't get the +1 strength 4, strength 5, whatever the hell they are,
yeah,
but they're still wounding the spiders on 3s and 4s. Like, bro,
yeah.
that's good.
I mean, I
That's
also think
good.
the great bows, well, they're cool on paper because they're strength 4. Honestly, in this army, I wouldn't run them. I would just take axes consistently because you
Yeah,
don't have to
both.
two-hand if you don't want to, but the ability to be able to just barely walk your way in and wood chop something down is insane.
There's no reason for you not to two-hand because they have barely. So like you don't take the negs and you're getting +1 to wound.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught that just there. Cal rolls double sixes for shots and then double
Hmm.
ones for wounds.
Perfect. Good.
This
Good.
is all things should be.
Damn.
Oh, mate.
Mirkwood spiders. There's one in range at the top there. Gonna go for it. Misses.
Yeah, like I think you have to, right? Um,
Yeah, why not? Who cares if you paralyze one spider out of 25?
yeah, yeah. That's just it's fascinating. Um, and I mean, obviously, I walked away with a trophy at your event.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was the best one, I think. Wooden spoon right at the bottom. So I don't know how well. I guess how much credibility I have to come in and commentate and be like, you should do this when I didn't do that. But um, I think
It's
Grimbjorn's in like a
hindsight,
pretty
man.
decent spot
You
if he comes
reckon?
in.
He has to come in. Cal needs to pull the trigger rather, pretty quickly now because I think Grim been out of the game pretty much the whole time now. Bjorn's done really well. That
Hmm.
central section there. Grim I think Cal's hoping to catch a few, but as he smacked what, two, three spiders, if that.
Hmm.
Grim's got to hurry up. Really
Yeah,
hurry up now.
Grim needs to. I feel like Grim always needs to either come back to help out the two that are at the top, or properly push out and into that section up there and just grab that
Hmm.
objective and go, okay, well, I'm here now and I'm just going to run around as an 8-inch threat and stay within 3 inches of this.
My God, she's rolling so
Oh,
many
wow.
dice.
That's one dead paralyzed
Every
guy.
time. Every time. So what Maddie's doing basically is she's stacking up the fights in her favor. Cal's rolling atrociously here. He hasn't won a whole lot of fights, but that's a 5. So there's one wound that wasn't in the camera. So there was a 1 re-roll for the poison. I rolled onto the table as a 5, and that's the Beorning taking the wound at the top there. What Maddie's done is she has secured and ensured a lot of fights in the sense of she's only going in when she's got 2 or 3 spiders or they're paralyzed. I think the paralyzed we saw just in front of us down the bottom here, very much a nice thing. Um, but she's going in risk free. If the Beorning rolls a 6 and wins a fight, she's not losing a spider. So, and again, this is a spider priority. Beornings are 2 from breaking. It's looking. And where's Grim? Where's Grim? You know what I mean? He's still down the bottom.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Um, but yeah, so Maddie's she's played the field really well. She's just played
Well,
really
it'll be interesting to see now where Bjorn is specifically. If Bjorn and where all those spiders are at the top, depending on what Matty wants to do with those spiders. Obviously he's being tagged, but a barge can fix a couple of those situations. Look at that. my God, if Bjorn doesn't go ham and kill 3 spiders this turn, I'm gonna have a fit.
Yes, sorry, Cal. Yeah, no. So here's a
Cal's
question.
gonna watch this and he's gonna go like, God damn, why'd you put Jay on this video with me?
No, he's too nice. He's too
He's
nice.
such a good guy.
So you got the spider on top of that building, right? Right in front of
Mm.
Grimbeon. Now, let's say it's me. If I was the Grimbeon player, I would have tried to charge it, but I don't know how you would play the placement on that.
You couldn't. Well, it's a case of if it fits, it sits. And the way that Matty set the model is that Grim can't charge. I would go into man form and charge up there, hands down.
Oh
Like
yes,
why, dude?
I
Why
forget they can
not?
do that. I forget
You
they
know
can
what I
do
mean?
that.
Because he's still straight five, still 3 attacks, still got his might, two-handed Burley, I think, as well. Like man slaps in man form.
Mm,
The bear's just like tough fight eight.
yeah.
Biggest issue right now with Grim Beyond is he has been, even if you put Bjorn there, he's one model. Maddie literally has a spider down the bottom, very bottom left-hand corner here,
Mm-hmm.
with the Mirkwood spider to outnumber Cow, just like that. Just like that. And she can.
Mm,
So Grim Beyond needs to be in the middle where those archers are. Whack a spidering.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. So killed the paralyzed one. Um, and again, like he's one away from breaking. I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, he's within battle range. That's good.
Cool.
No, I didn't mean anything, but he was within battle range. It's nice. It's a last ditch effort. But I would have definitely heroic combated again to like come
Right.
back into those 2 spiders there.
Hell, he could. I don't think he could get the 2 Mirkwood spiders at the top there, but he could definitely get a giant spider and a Mirkwood spider.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm referring
Like,
to.
and then from
Um,
there, like I know you can't barge in combat, but you could definitely you could even try your luck with like a combat hurl. Like, jeez, dude.
yeah, so he Cal breaks just here.
Yeah.
Um, but then you're right. Every time a Beorning swings its axe, it just kills the spider. Like every time.
Always, dude. They're winning. I think they strength 5, so they're winning them on like twos or some crap.
Yeah, with the burley and that, it's just nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, all
Yeah.
right, well, there's Grim. And he's dead.
And
Yeah,
where's
even you're
Grim
right.
going?
A barge on that would have been. You got to kill stuff is a problem.
Which is fine, dude. Call the combat. Use your might. Like,
Yeah, true. Oh, these are the archers now.
yeah. Yeah.
Still got him anyway.
Dead. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like waiting on fours for just archers is insane. 3 high. Oh, that was
So
lucky.
got some nice high rolls on the dice here.
Mm. Okay, so the arrows need, or the bowmen rather, need
Mm-hmm.
4s to wound the spiders, which is interesting. Okay.
So then the
Mm.
others would need 3s.
Correct.
Yeah. So how many spiders do we have left? We've got 1. And then I went into a scene change. Great timing, Aaron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I count 19 spiders still on the board.
It's about
And
where
I
I'm at
think
too.
2 underneath. So maybe 21.
Oh, it's
So
still
yeah,
9.
I mean, heroic
Heroic
move with
move with
Bjorn.
Bjorn. Sure.
Oh yeah, and this is one of those points where he has to charge. So let's see who's
Who
gonna.
cares? That's totally fine. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And that cheekily, there we go. There we go.
Okay, so
50
can you
mil
imagine
base
if
for the
Bjorn
win.
had called a heroic combat and then gotten into there? Like, dude,
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I think bear players, you get stuck on the old, I've only got 6 might, and I need to roll a 6 to make sure that everything goes off. And as a bear, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go off anyway, right? Like, you're just going to crush whatever you're touching, and you're going to move
Correct.
on.
Correct.
But yeah,
Okay, so Beornings are making the charge, which is fine. Do you know what's interesting about how they're moving? Is the fact that I'm going to see what happens first before I say something.
just in
No,
case.
I'm going to say it. No,
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it. What's interesting is the fact that Beornings are still moving in the sense of Callum's moving to the outside of the spider. So spider's here, Beornings here. He can just get countercharged and then have a 2v1. Yeah, look at that. Like
I to Maddie's credit,
try
she
and
did
mitigate.
point that out to him. She's like, "Look, you can get here if you want to create space for your next person. If you do that, they'll get countercharged." And Cal was like, "Yeah, no worries, not a problem."
Yeah, so now hopefully Bjorn can smack those two down,
Yeah,
call the heroic combat this turn, and then jump into the giant spider, Mirkwood spider, leaving the Bjorn with a one-on-one fight. Again, where's Grim Bjorn? What's Grim Bjorn doing?
he's just hanging out behind a tree. There we go. Heroic combat with Bjorn.
My God, Grim Bjorn hasn't even moved, bro.
No,
Poor Cal is in for the shock of his life when he realizes he's actually going to lose a point when Maddie just moves Mirkwood spider down, giant spider in. Oh, that hurts my heart.
oh wow, 3 out of 4 6s.
So, premium. So we should see some dead spiders here. I'm assuming this is Bjorn. Oh, he got the heroic combat. I'm paying
Correct. Yeah,
attention.
correct.
I'm paying attention. Do you know what? Even if you went and you called the heroic combat and then you kill those two, you then go in and hurl that Mirkwood spider down the line, you potentially could do 3 wounds.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the best place. Definitely an option. Um, because right now he needs to just guarantee kills, which is a bear, right?
mm. No, I understand that. I absolutely understand that. Like,
What are you
looking at
thinking
this,
about, Cal? What are you thinking about?
so I've looked at this a couple of times, right? And there's one thing that you're right. The smart play, I think, is what he does here is when he comes into these two and he goes, okay, great, I'll take these two off of that one Beorning and we'll even out this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other thing that I thought would have been kind of fun to do is a heroic combat into the spider that was just above him and wrap around and then barge. You win the fight, you barge, you potentially move 6 inches closer to the Spider Queen, and suddenly you're like, all right, here's a quick, cheeky leader wound.
Where's the queen?
Just up the top behind that ruin, top right.
The other problem with that is he's only guaranteed hitter after being broken. So that means basically both bears are completely out of the game. Like
Yeah,
Cal
true.
may as well just go GG. You know what? Sudden death, I'm out. Because Grimbeorn hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, no, no, Grimbjorn's just sat there. Grimbjorn has just sat there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. And Bjorn's won another fight. Now he needs to go and smack.
Yeah, I agree.
It's also
I
it's also
agree.
good to. Why is the other spider not dead?
No, because of the way Maddie split it up, I think. So she put two
Matty had
spiders on the.
priority.
Yeah.
Shit.
Um,
Interesting. Interesting.
I think for Cal to break, he needs to get down to 4, I think. Yeah,
Quarter.
4 or 5, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um,
Couple of bowmen with those trapped giant spiders down the corner.
yeah.
Don't forget, Maddie hasn't even used broodlings yet, I don't think.
No,
There's
she
one more
hasn't.
to go now. One more to go.
Oh, there we go. Wins on fight.
Can he get the spider kill? No.
Nothing.
Rough as guts. Hmm.
They're just calculating total numbers up now, I think. But what's Carol left? One, two, three, four, five.
Five. Five.
Yeah, so quartered is four remaining.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it was me, I don't know what I would do here because obviously Maddie now knows that she just needs to kill one more to end the game. And
Mm-hmm.
then you're right. It's a simple matter of going, well, we can just jump on this objective and nothing uh, Grimbeorn can do about it.
Correct.
Um, so I can't quite remember. Okay, so he's going in there, tying that one up. He's going into these two. What does Grimbeorn do? He just sits on the objective. I guess that's what I mean. Like that is a smart play because you're a 50 mil base.
There it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. It is exactly what you said.
Oh, dude, that hurts my heart.
Hmm.
That's a full-grown bear.
Yeah,
That's the son eager to get in the fight who has just been left out of the game.
I really feel like Cal didn't
Ah,
need the priority there. Cal needed to go second. Cal needed to be like, you have to move within 3 inches of this objective to contest it if you want
in
to
that
stop from scoring the points.
in
Just to
that
go.
specific sense, yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I feel like at this point here, Maddie had the top left. She's got the top right. I dare I say she's got the middle here, depending on what Beorn does. She's got the bottom right. She's got the bottom left now. This is looking like a 12-0 or 10-0 because she can't get a wound on Beorn.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think it's like using monsters is hard. Don't get me wrong. I think
Mm.
Beornings are a very powerful legion. Um, Unlucky that he lost the Bowman fight there, but like bears exacerbate the games. You can make mistakes and they're very forgiving, right? But when you see a bear player think before the bear goes and strikes, it's like, okay, are you barging? Are you hurling? Are you bear hugging? Like,
Yeah.
what sort of special, monstrous actions are you going to do? Because all of a sudden, a bear, there's a handshake. A bear can become really powerful, and I think this is, what we're talking about at the start, where um, Cal just doesn't have that experience with the bears to make the bears move as quickly as possible and catch some of those spiders. So that was a really well performed game on
Mm.
Maddie's end. I think she did a really great job at using um, her movement. That's a really great showcase of how movement wins games.
Oh, yeah.
Because if she loses fight, well, we saw that spiders went dead quick, um, and she really capitalized on a couple of little mistakes on Cal's end. So that was a really cool game to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I feel like I might have technically calculated this wrong. I had it as 8-2, but I feel
Just
like
jump.
it
Can you jump back in
was.
video so
Yeah,
we can have a look?
we'll jump back.
Oh, hang on a second. As TO, I can look up what they top put in.
So I've got, because I feel like this
I
guy,
want to say it should be 11.
you reckon it's 11? Because this guy dies.
Well, oh, that's one.
So there's one
That's
here because
so,
it's 2-1.
mhm.
Um,
Can
although,
you remember what round this was? Was this round two?
no, this is round one.
Round one.
Then you got one up here. So it's 2-4.
So it was 9-0.
Oh, okay. So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 for break.
Yeah, where's nine?
Maybe a leader on Bjorn that we didn't see. Let me just read
There might have
domination
been.
again.
There might have been. I didn't catch it when I was putting it together. I did see a fate roll get taken when he was poisoned.
Okay, leader broken. So uncontested objectives. Uncontested objectives. Does the bottom right Beorning
So,
die?
I don't think so. So you got this one here, um, where he's within banner and he loses the fight,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't die, and then, well, I mean, from a 3 inch perspective, that's evenly contested in the middle.
Unless that Mirkwood spider's within 3 inches as well, then we just can't tell from this angle.
Yeah, probably actually. That makes sense. But yeah, because when I was toting it
Okay,
up.
so he dies. So that one dies. So you got
Oh
two,
yeah, two,
four,
four,
six,
six,
seven,
seven,
8, 9 for break. Yep,
nine. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, I just can't. I just
cool.
can't count.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I got it as
Yeah.
I had it as 8-2, but obviously it was 9-0 because I think when I toted it up, I remembered that Bjorn was here just under Maddie's hat. I forgot
Yeah.
about the two spiders that came over and said, "Oh, hey man, it's real nice of
Oh,
you to hold this
dude.
objective for us." Oh,
Yeah, for the whole game. For the whole game. I feel like Cal basically just played with a hand behind his back with one bear being out of threat. So typically speaking with domination, the way to play it is to set the objectives up like what these guys have here, one in the middle, and then go even, match, even, match. You can play the brisket for the biscuit and skew one side, but if you're skewing that one side, you're making a 50-50 judgment call of if I get the side with one objective, I have to push and break through their lines, which is a really hard task for any army, I think. I've seen AOL do it quite comfortably, but that's a skew, you know what I mean? Like even Easterlings, with all their movement, but they're a grinding strength 3 army, they can still struggle to break through lines. It's so much safer to play it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from there, you need to, as the bear player or the player with less models, swing and choose what 3 objectives you're going to play for. Domination's a hard one, and typically I have a really small win-loss margin always.
yeah, cool. Very cool. But yeah. Well, that is. I'll stop sharing that. That's there. It is.
So I was talking
There it
talking shit
is,
for half an hour again.
mate. That's it. No, it. I look. I think that was a phenomenal game. I
Mm,
can't remember who Fisherman went on to win, wasn't it? Sam.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Um, but no, a phenomenal, phenomenal kind of day. I think. And really good play for everyone. So I'm excited for the next one. The next one is Liam and Dylan again. So Dylan's making his second appearance on the channel, essentially 2 times in
Nice,
3 videos.
nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a cool game. There's a really cool moment in that that they came and told me about after the game, which was clutch. So yeah, I won't spoil or say anything right here, right now. That's just be a good one to watch.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, well, anyway, everyone, thanks again for taking the time to sit down and chat some shit with us for the last hour. We really appreciate it. Make sure that you head on over to Mountain Goat Gaming and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Check out their Instagram page. Make sure that you're following them on as many social platforms as they've got. If you want to do the same thing for me, go for it. That's fine. If not, we'll just keep doing what we're doing anyway. Um,
It
but
is fun.
yeah. But yeah, all right, everyone. Well, we will talk to you later and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, no, I won't hang
Are
up
you
this
gonna do
time.
the hang up? Are you gonna do the hang up thing again? Will
No,
you
I'm
just
not.
leave me on
I'm not.
red?